Hello, welcome to Chistell.com, Chistell.com. I am Denise Turney, and I am delighted to be here with you today. I am the author of the books Portia, which has been deemed a classic African American novel about a woman who uses her faith, her family to overcome a breast cancer challenge. It's written in memoir format, and I'm told that it is the first book and perhaps the only of its kind on the market. So Portia, Long Walk Up, Love Has Many Faces, and it does. And Spiral, Rosetta's Great Adventure, and my latest novel, Love for Me. And I'm working on a book set in the 1940s about a woman. I don't want to give it away, but it's set in Chicago. She is doing things that generally only men do, and I think readers will be pleased and very surprised. She is really, really a go-getter, very confident woman, and she knows how to hold her own. She's forced into a situation where she has to hold her own, and she does exactly that. Today, I want to give tips and advice, free tips on book marketing. So, some of the strategies and things you can do to market your books, not only your books, but your art, whether you are a photographer, whether you are marketing a blog, freelance writing, or again, your books, music. There are different things in the film. We've interviewed several filmmakers at my radio show, Off the Shelf, which you can find through the search engine just by looking up Denise Turney Off the Shelf, and it'll come right up. So these are just some of the products that you can market, and you can use these tools to market any of these products. Number one is not like the primary or the most important or the most effective one. It's just the one I'm starting with in no particular order for value or importance, but a blog. And I'm going to come back to a blog later. When you do blog, as with any article, you want to pay attention to Google keyword research. One of the things that people do advise is to not only just stick with Google keyword research, but to think of words and phrases, particularly phrases that you would use if you were looking for things that were similar to your book or your photography work or your music or your films. What would you look for? What keywords would you use or phrases to find that? And then also doing your homework with Google keyword research. I know HubSpot is one of the places, and there are others, where you can learn more about Google keyword research, SEO, search engine optimization, how to get the most out of your content to attract your specific target audience. Another thing that you can do is, and you want to plug those keywords into your blog. And you want to make sure you don't plug them in too much. If you have WordPress, I recommend downloading one of the SEO apps, and it'll tell you if you're overusing a keyword or one or more keywords that you have in your content. And you want to also use associated keywords, not just one main keyword, but keywords. Let's say you're doing a keyword on African American novels, then you might want to also use uh, fictional stories by or about African Americans. Another one you could use best-selling novels by African Americans. They're all similar in focus and can pull in more traffic for you. So blog and making sure that you have the right keywords in your blog enough times, but don't overdo it. That's why, again, I recommend an SEO app. It will do all those algorithms for you and tell you if you're on target. Uh, Also, Twitter. Now, with Twitter, and I've had success with Twitter, although Facebook, I have to tell you, is my favorite. But Twitter, you want to follow influencers, and what I mean by influencers are people who have, I would say, 5,000 or more followers, but they're quality followers. So you either look for volume, somebody who has a lot of followers, or an influencer is someone who might only have 500 followers. But when they make a post, when they ask a question, when they do a quiz or a poll, let's say 30% or more of the people who follow them respond. They give some type of feedback. That's also an influencer. Their followers are very engaged in the content that they send out. So can you imagine if they retweeted something you sent, or they made a positive comment about, like, let's say, Love Pour Over Me by Denise Turney. If their followers are very engaged with them, that could have a great impact or a great influence. So that's why they're called influencers. Other things to look for in the book industry for influencers are people who have contacts who are in the book industry. Their contacts are avid book lovers, increasing your chances that they would buy a copy of Portia or Love Pour Over Me, or your title. People who have followers who are media contacts, they're editors, they're writers. They write for major or local publications that have, again, a great deal of influence, and they cover books and literature and book bloggers, etc. Those are also people, influencers, who have those followers. Those are the types of people who on Twitter you can make comments when they make posts, retweet their posts. If they're very engaged in social media, they will probably reach out to you if you retweet their post or like their post or just make a comment. And don't be surprised if they follow you, and if some of their followers don't follow you as well. So that's a one way to get good use out of Twitter, and I think even more effective than a hashtag. YouTube, set up a YouTube channel. I also have a YouTube channel, and I encourage you to go over to DT Writers. That's also my Twitter handle. And you can check out, like, for example, my trailer for Love Pour Over Me, which Ty Webbin created. And she did a great job. You can also look at another YouTube advice um, session that I created over at my YouTube channel. And please become a subscriber so you can keep up with the tips that I share with you for free, that I have learned, and that the many people I've interviewed on Off the Shelf Book Talk Radio, they have shared, and they're proven techniques, and I'm sharing them with you that you can take advantage of, and take practical steps for free. So back to blogging. Again, you want to add quality keywords and blog about subjects, including real life subjects that are related to your book or your creative product. For an example, if you hopped over to my blog, which is at chisel.com/African American fiction, again, keywords, even in your URL, you want to use words that people would search on to find your content. So that's focused on Love Pour Over Me. And some of the posts I talk about, Love Pour Over Me is a book about relationships, a complicated relationship between a father and a son, and between a man who had a challenging childhood, as his father was struggled with alcoholism and his mother abandoned him when he was 2 years old. But he has a lot going for him as well, as you will see when you read Love Pour Over Me. But I talk about relationships at my blog as well, because the book focuses on friendships and relationships, not only romantic relationships, but family-based relationships, and what to look for in healthy relationships. How long should you stay in a relationship? These things that matter to people all around the globe that are in Love Pour Over Me, I blog about, again, at chisel.com/African American fiction. So that's tips for today that I'm sharing with you on this January the 15th, 2016, as we head further and further into this new year. And I want to encourage you not only to visit chisel.com, again, CHISTELL.com, where I give free writing tips there, and you can read free excerpts of Love Pour Over Me, Portia, and my other novels as well, including Love Has Many Faces. And you can hop over to my blog, again, chisel.com/African American fiction, and please tune in and listen to Off the Shelf Book Talk Radio. It comes on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or New York City time. We've had guests on who've actually become regulars on CNN and TV One, and some have started their own television shows. So please, and New York Times best-selling authors have been on Off the Shelf Radio. So please tune in 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Off the Shelf with me, your talk show host, Denise Turney. And I want to encourage you to keep writing, keep reading, and create your own YouTube channel, your own Twitter channel, and keep getting your works out there because you have so much to share. And before I close, hop on over again to chistel.com, CHISTELL.com. If you purchase a copy of one of my books, and I truly hope that you do, let me know how you enjoyed it. I love hearing from you. I'm signing off from now. Deuces.